Alan, Aquaba.
That's coming just so.
Not walk on there.
I made them all day.
Ghana to say.
Your money, your home. I'll be answer sign.
Sir. You were about 6 minutes. You had to try what you did in Cato. So far, for the meantime, yeah, one shot near my back. You better so come as you see, and not near Echo. We'll come to Dabania and can't you. What is Supreme Court ruling now, Basisia?
The can mention what's here for. I mean, the Akosui, and you'll be on because what follow your judiciary, know the way I'm conducting or Mohone, and I say for no one thing I am very apparent in say. They may be dispensing justice. They may be doing whatever in accordance with law, in accordance to whatever. But one thing I am very pronounced in the dealings of our judiciary. I am one thing I am very striking. I am devoid of reasoning and common sense. Devoid of reasoning and common sense. Yes, and that particular I don't know too free man. And the whole judiciary needs as some kind of. I don't know the right word to describe it. That is why you were concerned about the trust, the average and the ordinary Ghanaian award this institution. Me, I've always argued, say constituency be too about than it to me MP, be say for parliament, not representative within a certain duration. Yeah, it's very difficult to take away that power from that MP when you are not the one who give you that particular power to that person. So say your friend is a speaker as I say certain your friend is saying standing orders in parliament, you know, and yet above the constitutional provisions of this country. And the mere fact is Mark Okwe and the toho, why the toho no, and no, that is relevant because say now say you gauge against the provisions and the demands of the constitution, now and no inconsistent. What it means is the standing orders will fall flat. What I say, our obianim. So let us assume, without admitting, say, Andra, what the speaker did was a grave constitutional error on his part. I will be admittedly. That's right. Alaska. The agency with which the Supreme Court was able to reconstitute right a day after this ruling. That's right. To put this particular ruling on hold. Then you come back to ask yourself, say, we've had, and I listened to one radio station, a television station, they were discussing this whole thing about your friend said likely Supreme Court intervention. But Akwanana all reading newsroom make something very important or say he's very concerned about say Supreme Court but now say no can say we know LGBT and as for the public will go against them. That is what I'm saying, sir. In dispensing justice and justice administration or whatever, no one thing I am very missing. I'm mixing from this whole Supreme Court thing. I common sense, no reasoning. And I'm telling in the judiciary, one of the basic elements are justice delivery. Revolve around a reasoning, common sense, and also sustaining public trust in whatever that you do. That's right. Because this ruling, thing. I say I can't. It could be genuine, say the ruling is correct. That's right. And for posterity's sake, never boy because for one or two reasons, they want to go to parliament, certain indiscretions on his part, and now the whole constituency now to man and now so a few days okay, say pam these people from parliament. Nipa no moto abamomo no omonye boni bia but also they are lacking representative in parliament. So that is a constitutional argument we all can make. You understand me? I don't pay any regard to the standing orders now because I am inferior to the constitution. What I say, but that has been the convention over the years. So and where it started from. But so where the speed, the urgency with which the Supreme Court. And when you say Chief Justice and
That's right.
And my culture say, if you are smart and you are very intelligent,
you won't do this.
Alaska, you don't even focus on the urgency of the situation along with that, considering public reaction and public sentiment. But my culture say, you must be a fool to sit somewhere and think that what you're doing the right thing when you don't consider what other people are saying or what other people think. Because we are driver now, what's it? Your first come now or driver. For instance, VIP bus, yeah. Now we are driver. Nasa what? Driving to
No.
There are people in the bus. Their life, on the stake. In the driver no would do some combat me you from Pomoma to watching it. Just to ensure a car no a besiwana de nim car by Jaco. Because bus and even though una wuchi there, but your life a stake. So you don't say something a mutant to know over the open. And that is the most significant thing. I think say more public trust and confidence in your judiciary yeti way obiahwa and now me who Joy News posted something on X Twitter. All culture say how well do you trust the judiciary? Go and read the comment. Me say we read the whole. So we read the comment Ghana for your politicians or your NDC MPP for the social space what young people are writing about Ghana's judiciary, you know. That is why the last time I said this woman, I feel so ashamed for her because you know all the nature of our judiciary.
That's right.
Now to tell Pansa say unanimous way, but we buy no now man for now me free say certain your friends infusion of wisdom, new reasoning be bam ama yeah you get public pers with nasa for no.
I don't appoint you be a nipa no every kind another move.
Alaska, it's so embarrassing. That is why I'm kind of say you need to hold on to your conviction as a reasonable human being. Right. Because at the end you are making it look like you are some kind of a stooge, a toy in the hands of power. So whenever they need you, they can use you as a hatchet man to do their diabolic agenda. Because with the number of cases a good Supreme Court, when a lawyer no and he made something very important or say the public interest in that case. Public interest when a change Ghana for interest in the LGBT case.
That's right.
Public interest bank and there's change Ghana for interest about the LGBT. This is the first time I'm for a demonstration. I am for Kasa judges Kasa Obia Kasabi. Public interest when a change way. And today when the show Kutupa speaker ma ruling, you know. 24 hours MIO is barely 12 hours. Amuna ye way. Supreme Court etima kwatena say I had the panel about the ruling about. I catch and say the ruling by the speaker should stay on farm to baby and these people should continue doing what I don't want to talk about the overreach of judicial arm into the throat of the fence saying but they say baby I mess center me argument has to do with the agency with which way. It's so embarrassing, so shocking. So in the future no say Ghana ni biti baby no catch us on court I don't blame that person. And Alaska I'm looking at a timer. If there is any change of government in the future, this whole judiciary, especially the Supreme Court, every single person should go home. Oh yes.
So that
so listen, it is not about Nippon and Mohon, they are being fair, they are being right. You see, at this point, the public trust in that particular institution, you know, is zero. So it makes everybody your friend is saying it doesn't matter when we are fine because almost soil to the extent say people cannot trust them. And the Supreme Court cannot go to any bench, come out with any ruling, and Ghanaians will accept it. And it's the modernity. And we had the nature, when you find our first one. What's the man for go Supreme Court to Nama and Abro? So say, I'm not going to say, someone is a mienu at it, bench or more train. And look at who be not, ever say, two people no more bench, so I can hope in the Supreme Court. That's how we are.
That's right.
But there are two judges. President appointee or more. As a parliament, say, but majority no shifted from the NDC to the MPP to NDC. You know, say
they can't say true.
Exactly. So this particular window here created by the Supreme Court will permit them to sit there and then approve the judges. And the nature what first or what packet court now. And that trust in you. Anything I make us say in the future, if there is anything be able to me here to you're cleaning this particular judiciary. I think that every single person sitting on the Supreme Court bench should go home.
Right.
Now you start afresh. Sabaya, you better build the public trust because the circumstances in the Kenya, a bring craft as or course, no, besin there. You're questionable. And even if you go to a high court, the same thing. High court, you know, here there are some or resign coffee. Do you know why? Because Obia or children at their crowd school, no meaning of what they call. Not because your friends are unqualified and I say it's not on the basis of merit or because party now or Hana by now appointing who say your position into but now obit that Doma Henne.
That's right.
Doma Henne judge now Odino. Alaska, you're tossing to Sakra. Papa, you're to your Hino. And no, I'm Navrongo, or Chino, I'm Bolga, or Chino, son of what they know. And Nippon no shall say, be a promoter, maybe no could do Supreme Court. But because they tag himself or criticize our buying, you know, no, my head will be on a man or an but you need to be a strong person to be able to do some of these things. And see, the American say, Supreme Court, you know, they have a lot to do. And as unfortunate as Mammy or buy or your bar now, man for free, say, something better will come out from her, no? Or no crime never good and you must see a name of Muyen, no? I'm not sure, say, Ghana near, none of Baba Boo, because not Madame Free has in here Chief Justice in Tina Bama Boo, hoping that somebody will come and brief way into the way a man or your money, man. Wabamba Boo more because events, this circumstance in the Maya cause at this time, time chain. The Yahoo in the past, and to me, that's quite unfortunate.
But I said, I want to tell you, no, said nothing, and cannot be maybe say, because here they are me a coin and a German cosa. Almost say they cannot deprive them from because they are representing their people. But the same vein, yet you remember get two questions on the unquestioned fear. None of the people will never have representation. Self for the whole so you just ask yourself, say.
Say America say we no and not justice delivered or more yet. If you find yourself say Obina appointed because you don't deserve it, you become a stooge to that person. So there will be you know to appeal. And Obian Transim who say say you heard the public space and now if you go to social media, sentiment being expressed by people in the media, and these are legitimate concerns being raised though. Alaska, you are not sitting in the moon or Supreme Court dispensing justice or the command China for. I don't know. This is the people are revolting against the way and saying out and I will say something is wrong. And that should be an enough incentive and motivation for you to do the right thing. Because we dispensing justice, I won't find command China for a Ghana for our demo. So I don't make us a United. So the conduct, I don't want to go into the ruling itself, but the nature, the circumstances around it, and the fact is that the lightning speed with which Chief Justice who say assemble who here and yes here bob when no na LGBT case till date obianka wasem and there are several relevant cases court or besi ne obi akrantana so and the way na what message are you and as a sensible person that is the question I'll ask myself before even putting up a panel maybe some who said what will be the reaction? And they are speeding in Alaska. In Kenya, yeah, sorry, Naka Supreme Court, LGBT case in this one. The following day, you can sit on this particular matter. Then people who know that you are clearing agency. Common sense is not there.
They are not smart. Which I'm about to say, I'm a bar. Yeah, the substantive issue about this year.
Was Safari Valley Eco Parking Trail. And now you do rock pay. A quantify puncher for 1 call AGN the young far, quite a year for swing us, and who did now room one trail when she fit in my rap pie. You will movie to say zebra, sable antelope, crown prince, mara, silky chicken, emus, wallabies, deer, ponko, any more pea. Now you're doing painful. A quantify puncher for no can room 1 year. Listen, I will know one dick it a woman same peach rain. Maybe a banning man with your info. Nada down for party zebra. Ya conca dance on Sioneso, Athena bread. It's your Giahumi, Eddie, Vivian, or baby, how you feel. Now, you go from a video.
Go from a video, no, okay, camera, no, can you find it if you don't?
What's going on? What I said, I don't want to talk.
Oh, we better trust your program. What can it hear from? Not what to hold when you.
Sorry.